Hello, good evening. Can you hear me? Can you hear me?
Yes.
Thank you. Good evening to all of you, and I welcome you all in BADM 520, data-driven decision making. So, if I see many of you already did my 503, few of you are new into directly getting into BADM 520. So let me start with syllabus, and then we'll talk about module 1. Give me a minute. Okay, can you see my screen?
Yep.
Yes.
Okay. Okay, so tell me how many of you are new directly getting into 520 BAD, I mean directly coming into this course without doing 503?
I am, Ron.
Okay,
I am. I didn't
Hi.
take 503, but I did a statistics class at Eastern.
okay, perfect.
I'm new as well.
Okay, perfect. So basically the course is divided into 4 parts, and this is very standard that you can go through and you can read. Most important thing that, our purpose is to make you think critically and act ethically. Think critically and act ethically. This is most important purpose that we have in our business and management programs. Rest you can, just read, because this is just reading. 503, if you have done it, like other courses, but I would suggest you to review chapter 1 to 9 of the textbook, because that will give you 503 overview and what we have covered. So directly going into you can get the textbook right here. If you have paid for 503, you don't need to do it again for 520. Automatically, you will see the book in your 520 course under my textbook. We are not using Connect, no Connect. Just, this is popping, and but we are not using. So don't try to, access this, or because other courses, other professors are using Connect, but everything is on Canvas in my course. So just book for your reference and reading and understanding, and rest is my videos and, reading material. And I'm one of your resource. You can see many resources online through Khan Academy, and different other sources are there. So I'm one of your resources in your online learning, online MBA. Other thing, if you have any question, please send me through Canvas, and I will try to reply you as soon as possible. Doesn't matter Saturday, Sunday, Monday, or holiday. Next 6 weeks, I'm totally 100% dedicated for you. I mean, last 6 weeks, I already completed. Next 6 weeks, I'm committed 110% for this course. And I'm not using any coaches, any support staff or person. I'm directly dealing all the questions, everything by myself. So no use of Connect. Now we come to the technology that we need to use. We are using Minitab. Minitab is, those who have done with Eastern, they know what is Minitab. Week number 1 or module 1 and module 6, we use Excel, and rest 4 modules we are going to use Minitab. And why we are using? Because rest of the world use Minitab. So module 1 and module 6, we use Excel to do that. How do you get the Minitab? Just click this link, or there are many links available, and follow these instructions, and you will get the Minitab. You can download on your Windows computer, but if you don't have, so this is the option. You can download in your Windows computer, but if you have a Mac or if you have Chromebook, you can use the virtual online cloud version or virtual lab. So two other options, but if you are Windows user, you can download on your computer. You can start doing that. You need to use your EW email and password, and this is the way to go through and access. So Minitab is here, and any technology related issue, any problem with access of Minitab, you can always reach to EW IT help desk. You are already registered in Minitab server. So basically all 4 section students are already into the Minitab server. So you won't have any problem for accessing. Or you can discuss with each other in order to access. Those who are using from 503, they can smoothly go ahead. Now, instead of Monday, we have a due date. Due day is Sunday. So Sunday evening, so Sunday 11:59 p.m. Except last week we have Saturday because course is going to end on Saturday. So same thing like we are doing. Now here, most important thing, little changes. So from Monday to Sunday. But you know, here we are going to start each module on Sunday. So Sunday to Sunday, 8 days. 8 days plus 4 days, 12 days are there to finish assignments. And another thing, you know, we have divided this course into 4 parts. 3 parts are for your learning, means 75% grades are for your learning. 25% your grades are for evaluating your learning, which is final exam. Here, you know, like fill in the blanks and MCQ are exactly like you did in 503. You have multiple attempts, you have multiple ways to, you have, you know, all the options. You can ask me, you have 8 days time. And even you, if you are not able to do within time, you have 4 days extra with 15% daily penalty. So, which is more than sufficient. Here, discussion is little different from previous course. We need here some data that you can collect through secondary source. You can use, you can make your dummy data. You can make some data based on assumption, presumption, or you can randomly generate data. And based on that, you make your discussion. So basically, previous discussion is about, you can share your thought and you can relate it to this topic. But here, more about data-driven decision making. So we would like to make you can have some data first. Maybe that can be real data, that can be secondary data, that data can be extracted, data can be generated, that can be, you know, manufactured or anything. But based on that, you are going to talk about your discussion. So discussion has to have data is the base. Based on that, you use analyzing, applying, learning, and professional decision making. So this is the only change. Final exam, same thing like you did in 503. You have 40 questions, and this time you have fill in the blanks also. 1 attempt, 2 hours time. You can use calculator, you have Minitab, you have Excel, you have all the disposable resources at your end, and 2 hours time. And same thing, we will start on Friday, which is 22nd of March, and will go till 23rd of March. So 30 hours window will be given to you to use your 2 hours. So please remember that. So this is assessment, that we have little changes in this discussion. Rest is exactly same. little change here instead of Monday, Sunday. Now, 15% daily penalty after Sunday that you already know. So I put everywhere March 23rd, which is March 23rd. So please don't miss this deadline, because after this course ends and we have only 1 week break. So even I will not be available. Nothing will be possible. If you check the Eastern calendar, and I think I need to show you, because this is the best way to look into the deadlines and everything. And here you go under and last day. So this is the last day. So nothing will be considered after 23rd of March. So please put this deadline or this date in your diary, in your calendar to do it. And I think other things are similar. You just need to read and study. So we are going to have, weekly meeting. You can consider this as a office hours. You can consider this as a online meeting, whatever you want to name it, you can say it. But we will meet on every Tuesday around 6:15 p.m. And except next week. Next week, we are going to meet on Wednesday at 6:15 p.m. for module 2. So, and last, we will combine module 5 and 6 together. And so we are going to meet 5 times in this course. And these are the dates and time, exactly 6:15. You will see the link, just same day in announcement section. If you can't attend, you will see the recording also. Means after this this meeting will be over, I will put the recording in the announcement. But previous recording are also available if you. So basically, I'm the same instructor, same professor, same way of explaining, nothing new. So you can see, here you can see previous recordings at the bottom of each module. See, here you can see the recordings, previous class recording. So if you are not able to make it online session or meetings, it is completely optional. You can have all the resources. So if you, and I get this question, I don't get anything. I mean, some students send me an email or message that, Professor, I don't understand anything. I don't get anything. Can you suggest any other resources? There are tons of resources available online, like Khan Academy is one. If you put the Google or YouTube video about any topic, you will get tons of resources. So learning in online is your responsibility. I'm here to help you and guide you. If you ask me with proper question, with proper what you are doing. So basically, if you send me a question with what is your process, what is the way of solving the problem, and what is the answer you are getting, then I can correct it. Then I can tell you where you are making the mistake and how to proceed in the correct direction. But if you say, I don't get anything, then to be honest, I don't have any solution that I can provide you. So please, just share your process of dealing the problem. And then certainly I will try my best. Only few hours I sleep during these 6 plus 6, 12 weeks. You can get my reply at midnight, 2 o'clock. You can get my reply at midnight, 5 o'clock. You can get my reply at 11 o'clock, 12 o'clock. Saturday, Sunday, doesn't matter, even holidays. So if you are committed for the learning, I'm 200% committed with your to, make it possible. So this is about syllabus. If you have any question related to this, please let me know. So what we are going to cover, this is what is the outline here. So basically this is not 6th edition, 7th edition, and any question, please let me know related to syllabus, related to how to proceed in the course. Then I will start module number 1.
Hi, Dr. Davidi. I have a question around the discussions. I mean, typically or historically in other classes, the discussion posts needed to be out by like the 3rd day of each module in order to provide enough time for responses. Is there a due date or anything along those lines?
Yeah, so basically, you know, I'm little, my courses are a little bit different. So, you know, if you do before deadline, before due date, I'm fine with that. I don't, you know, give any stress to anyone that you have to do by Wednesday or by Thursday, because sometimes you are busy. So 8 days window is given in my course, so I can show you. So here you can see this is the February 18. If you do it before before this, perfectly fine. But yeah,
Wonderful.
you have to reply to others. You know, you have to discuss with 2 other people critically. That is important also. So like you see, and I'm the only one who read it and who looked into your discussion, who see the logical flow, and I'm the one who grades. So basically, I don't look into this matter that you have to do by 3rd day or 4th day or 5th day. That's different from other courses.
Gotcha. Thank you.
You're welcome. Any other question?
Just on top of that, talking about the discussion board, you said that we just need to have some type of data in there in our post, correct?
Yeah, and you can always attach any Excel, any data in your comment section. So let's say I'm just going to share in comments, you can attach the sheet, you can attach the sheet somewhere in discussion part at your end.
Could it be data that we researched and then we found like
Yeah,
a data set or something like that?
yeah, that can be, really great. Like for example, we are doing this discussion very first. Like, 2nd week, we give 2 sample hypotheses. So let's say whatever is your profession, you just, find that 20 different salaries of in your profession with same experience in East Coast and West Coast, and compare where you have higher salary. So basically, you can get the salaries on Indeed.com of different websites and different places. The salary range for same profession, like network engineer with 5 years of experience in New York City or around that, or 5 years experience network engineer in California, and you just check 20 different job posting, and both places you come up with the uh, data set, and then you do your hypothesis perform. For example, here you do housing market, one of the biggest topic from last couple of years in USA, the prices. So basically, dependent variable would be housing, house price. Independent variable will be how far from the city center in terms of miles, how many bedrooms, what is the square feet, what is the lawn area or yard area, or so basically 4 5. So if you collect this data from Zillow or from realtor.com or from Redfin or any like couple of 100, or you can get directly from Redfin or other sources, like in your area, let's say you are living in Bellevue, and your pin code, and collect recently sold houses of 100 houses and run the regression model, and what you interpret based on that. So basically, first step is to collect data. Read what is the demand of the discussion. Then accordingly, you create the data, or you get the real data like I said, from different website or different. So basically these are discussion are like doing an experiment, dummy experiment with the data. So this is the exercise. I want you to start playing with the data.
Okay, perfect. Thank you.
You're welcome. That means independently in real life, you can carry out any experiment based on a data. So here we have this discussion based on data. And some people, they say, I don't have any access of data. Then you can manufacture data based on, but clearly write in the Excel file that says randomly generated data or something. So even that is considered, because numbers is numbers. Whenever you will have real number in your life, you can do practical, but for discussion, this is the number. Based on that, I have created hypothesis. I have come to this and I'm discussing this. So yeah. Any other question? If no, then
I'm sorry. I have one more question.
yeah,
I'm
please
sorry.
go ahead. No, this is time is made for only this kind of thing, asking, and I can address. We can meet.
Yes, thank you. In the this, I guess the grading syllabus or the syllabuses of the discussion, it actually says underneath the application portion, in order to get the full 10 points, it says clear 5 topic real world applications in bullets.
Mhm.
Am I
Okay, so
maybe I'm misunderstanding that request.
okay, so basically, yeah, so basically, you just leave this because this is this you don't need to worry about much. This rubrics, you have to here. Can you see this?
Right.
So to get 100, initial post has to be always include some data with this, and that I clearly mentioned in syllabus. I'm going to also mention here. Always put some Excel sheet along with this. Just ignore for this. Follow this thing.
I have a question about that.
Yeah.
Because it's a 2-part question for the discussion. Is it 200 words for number 1 and 200 words for number 2?
Yes.
Minimum?
Yes. 200 words is not much. It's like, half page.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So it's for both.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
Thank
one
you.
is 25 points, another is 25 points. Any other question? Now
Do you have a recommendation for where would be the best place to learn Minitab? I've never used that before.
Okay, so there's a so basically Minitab, how to learn. So anyone would like to suggest those who are any opinion from already did course? I mean, you did 503. Those who have done, any recommendation how one can learn Minitab?
My recommendation is to just play with it. It's simpler than it seems, if that gives you any consolation. The more you explore, my experience was the more I just poked around and tried things, the better I got at it.
Yes, that's correct. Even, if you really understand the concept, Minitab is very easy to play and very easy to learn by self. You just, let's say, for example, okay, I have some videos that for 503, and I can share those with you, and
that would be excellent. I just don't even know what it's capable of. And obviously there's a million videos on YouTube, but
Yes.
I'd
I
like to
agree.
be efficient with my time. So
Yeah.
Me too. I would appreciate those videos as well. I'm in the same boat as Megan.
Yeah, so I can
Thank you
share,
very much.
in the announcement, and yeah, so Ellie is sharing something. I will share here. all the, previous videos related to previous course and related to this course is already here. You can see under each module and related to. So basically we are using two sample. Here is the Minitab related questions and Minitab related instruction. So, and
Perfect. Thank you.
I will be here on every Tuesday, every Tuesday except next week. And I will explain to you if you don't understand anything.
See, this stuff probably force the type race is being seen as a trauma on the general election.
Any other question?
Yes, I have a question.
Yeah, please.
Could you go back to talk about this under assignments? You noted that it's important not to open up submitted work. I don't quite understand that verbiage in the
Okay.
syllabus.
Yeah, so this is important, because, there's a daily penalty is set, which is 15%. So, okay, I'm just going to, so for example, let's say I start this. So here you can see this is quiz, keep the latest score. And you can see, this is available from February 11 due 18th. And after that, it has, 4 days with 15% daily penalty. Latest means if you open after 18th, it will consider as a late. It will consider as a late and it will deduct 15% penalty. And if you did not finish that, it will grade as 0.
Okay, so just don't open up your last attempt.
When you open
After
the
the
last
deadline?
attempt after the deadline, but if you open the last attempt you finish that last attempt. Don't leave it, just open it, see it, and don't close. You have to complete that because that will be counted towards unattempted. And unattempted means you will get 0. And so basically this is the setting. Why I did this setting, it has a lot of, design, a lot of thinking, because this is after many years of experience in things. So this is done for learning purpose. Because few students, I mean, I can share personally, that is different topic. So please don't open after due.
Pay their debt or provide for their families.
So do you get the answer of your question?
Yes, I do. Yes, I do.
So latest attempt means whatever last attempt you do, that score will be counted. And after 18th, if you open 15% daily penalty, and that is for some people, those who are not able and busy in their business and not able to do. So I keep these 4 days extra. Okay.
Thank you.
Most welcome. Any other question? Okay, if you don't have any question, let me start with conditional probability. And since you have already gone through the chapter slides, very simple thing I'm just using. So this is our data set, which is there. And so what I need to do a cross tabulation. Cross tabulation is called contingency table. So I just select and I make a pivot table out of it. So basically there are 2,478 data points. I'm just selecting roughly about 1,000. So here I just selected and I go under insert, where is a pivot table, and here is pivot table. Use new worksheet, and okay, here I go. So let's say I just do, and then so
I can't see the Excel sheet. Is
You
it just
can't-
me?
you can't see my screen.
I can't. Can others see it? Maybe it's just my computer.
I can see it.
Yeah, I can see it.
Okay, I'll just call back in. Thank you.
Yeah, you just log in again. I'm just waiting for 1 more minute, so if she can join back.
Sorry, is this file on the module one?
So it is in the fill in the blanks.
Oh, fill.
Yeah, fill in the blanks.
Sorry, I don't see this in the fill in the blanks tab.
You can see, I can show you this. So here you go under fill in the blanks. And
It says to take the quiz.
Yeah. Do we have to take the quiz in order to see it?
yeah, so preview, so I can show you here, it's you can see in this after. So here, this is the file which is available.
But we have to click take the quiz. Is
Yes.
it timed or?
No, it's unlimited
Oh.
time, unlimited
Oh.
attempts. So basically, before due date, before 18th of this month, you can do unlimited attempts. And you can see your score and you can learn, unlearn, relearn. So yeah, unlimited attempts are there. It is not like 2 hours, 5 minutes or whatever. Within 8 days, you can do unlimited attempts in order to score 100 out of 100. So basically, these 3 parts are for learning. 75% again, grades for learning.
So is it auto graded so we can see if we got something
Yeah.
wrong?
Yeah, you can see. So what I was doing this. So basically what I did nothing, but this is like, my table. I just put class in column. Here I put a status in row and I put value. So I can see that this is my cross tabulation of 1041 number. So basically you check if this number is correct, whatever number you got. So I always do this in order to see the correct. So this is my total count. This is column count. This is row count. Now there are some formulas of probability. I'm going to play with that. So first formula is, what is the probability of, just a minute. Where's my, okay, so what is the probability? So probability is written like this, probability of, let's say, probability of C class, probability of C. What would be the answer? Answer would be the column. What is the C? How many people in C? 442 divided by 1041. This is the answer of, this is called, what is the probability of engineering? 200 probability of engineering equal to 218 divided by 1041. So if you solve this, you get the answer. So this is simple probability. Now let me explain the more complicated laws of probability. So first thing, simple probability. Now probability of A and B. What is the meaning of this? This is a common. There is a probability of A or B. In word, this is and. A and D, and this is OR. So these are the two other important things. And so I can show you in the slides, and then I can show you how to do with real data. So I hope you can see my slides part. So A or B, so this is like a U, and this is A and B. So A or B, and this is A and B. And then condition. So I'm just going to explain one by one. Now, first thing, what is probability of A or B? Probability of A or B. So it has probability of A plus probability of B minus probability of A and B. A and B. So let's say engineering and C class. So probability of engineering or C class. What is the probability of engineering? Probability of engineering plus probability of C minus probability of A and B, or engineering and C. Engineering and C. So this is a formula. Now we just see what is the probability of engineering. Probability of engineering 218 divided by 1041 plus probability of C. What is the C? Is 442 divided by 1041. Now we have to do what is probability of, which is common in both. So what is the common in both? C and engineering. This is the common thing. 200 minus 218 divided by 1041. So if you solve this, you will get the answer. Probability of engineering or C. Now if I ask what is the probability of engineering and C, then you just need to the common area divided by the total value. The sample space, this is called entire sample space. So this is two things. Now third thing is coming, which is called conditional probability. The conditional probability says so. Conditional probability, understand conditional probability is denoted by this, vertical line. So probability of C class condition they are engineers. Are you able to give probability of C class condition they are engineers? Okay. So the formula says probability of C and D divided by probability of, last one, which is E. So now what is the C and D? So C and D is, again, if you say C and D or E and C, they are the same, because This is the common between C and E. So you can write, E or C or so C and E or E and C, doesn't matter, the same value. So 218 divided by 10,041. And then you do it. Probability of E is 218. So this is engineering. C and E, this is correct. And then we have to do for engineering, which is 218 divided by. So this is cancelled out. 218, which is 100%. Or normally probability, 100% in percentage B, all the probability is between 0 to 1. So if you have to answer it, it has to be 0 to 1, So basically this is 1. Because there is no other option here. So this is 1. So conditional probability is this. So probability, A condition B equal to probability A and B divided by probability of B. So probability of queen, or so let me show you some example then. So basically this is about reading, and so I will talk about few other important points, but let me directly go into this. So A or B. So look why we subtract one part from A and B. So please try to understand. This is whole circle. A or B. This is whole circle. When they overlap on each other, there are, in this area, there are two parts of, one is from A side, one from B side. Therefore, we subtract one part, one common part. So, therefore, we subtract this one common part here. And so here, this is a how many queens, probability of queens in any deck of cards. 4 divided by 52. There are 52 cards, 4 may be queen. Red would be, what is the probability? 26 cards would be red. What is the probability of queen and red? Which is 2 by 52. So if you look into that, 4 divided by 52, and so 4 divided plus 26 by 52 minus 2 divided by 52. So if you see this, so what is the probability of queen or red? Queen or red would be about 53% or 54%. Similarly here, P, if this common area is 0, means they are not overlapping on each other, then the third, the subtracting part would be 0, and probability of A or B would be probability A plus probability of B. So here you can go through these slides. Once you understand these few concepts, you can understand all of this. Is conditional probability I just explained to you. Where probability of B means denominator should be greater than 0. And so probability of, this is nothing but, just changing the formula or equation. This formula, I want to know probability of A and B. So this is probability of B is denominator, I can put on this side. So probability of A condition B and probability of B. So here, this is a good example that you can understand. The rate of unemployment is about 13.5%. High school dropout are 29.05%. Unemployed and high school dropout are 5.32%. Now the question asks, so probability of unemployment, probability of dropout, probability of unemployed and dropout. What is the probability of unemployed condition they are from high school dropout? Probability of unemployed condition they are high school dropout. So, government needs to make any policy and they want to see what percent of unemployed, what percent are high school dropout, what, all these data are available in government. Probability of unemployed and dropout divided by probability of dropout. So if you put all these numbers, it's about 18%. So this is higher. Probability of unemployed condition dropout is 18%, which is higher than probability of unemployed. So those people who are dropout and unemployed is higher than probability of unemployed. So basically these few things we are doing, these few probabilities. If you have the data, you can use this data to find different conditional probability, different probabilities. There is another important point of this probability is law of multiplication. If you have multiple things together, you have very few chances of going unavailable or things. So let's say I give a very simple example of Amazon. And let me open the whiteboard to show you. Okay, so a rough calculation that just for brainstorming. If I ask all of you, how many of you are there? 34 of us are there. If Amazon business is totally online, if Amazon website is not available 30 minutes, for what kind of losses Amazon will have? My simple question to all 34 of us. Amazon.com is not available for 30 minutes. Or, it is crashed or some problem occurred in server. What is the economic aspect or what is the financial value it will lose? Anyone is working in Amazon? Just take your 2 minutes to brainstorm and then I will deal this problem. Okay, so give me, David, your answer. Okay, you used to work. Thanks, Nasir, for sharing. So, David, what is your answer? Perfect.
I'm trying to pull up multiple windows here, but it is 896,000 per minute.
896,000 per minute. Okay.
Is that 3 minutes?
Okay, let's see, okay, so
just I have $27 million.
Yeah, that is approximately correct answer. So million, dollar 27 millions here, so David has given approximately, this is the loss Amazon, or this is the economic loss Amazon will have if it doesn't work for 30 minutes. And how, I do different way. For example, I go through, let's say I go through the Amazon annual turnover. It's about $500 billion. This is the annual income 500. Then I divide 500 by 365. So I get for a day. Then I get, for a day, then I divide for 24 and then I divide 2 and I will get approximately value. Can they lose? I mean, $27 million they can afford? No, it's a very, then what they need to do that, even like you said, for 1 minute is 896K, which is about $1 million, close to $1 million for 1 minute. Even they cannot afford to do this. So even 1 minute is costly for them. How they can maintain this continuity without any problem? There's a law of acting, parallel. And so let's say you have 5 server or 5 things like Google or something. If you have 5 servers parallel running, hosting your website or something, then you have, so which is 99% accurate. This is always 99%. 99%, let's say all 5 are 90. Then what is the chance of failure? That all 5 servers will fail same time. What is the probability? So the probability is 0.1% of failure is 0.01 into 0.01. Do it 5 times into 0.01 into 0.01 into 0.01. This is law. This is the chance of failure. That at the same time, all 5 servers will fail and your business will be blackout or something like that. That means how much? Let's do a simple calculation in calculator. So I hope you can see 0.01 into 0.01 into 0.01 into 0.01 4 times into 0.01. So after 0, this is means how much time it is available. So I subtract from 1 minus 1. So basically the sign will be, this is 99.9999. Now I multiplied with 365 days, or I can, I can do this 364.9999, these many. So let's say, this, I just copy it and I do for 24 hours. So let's say this is 1 day. So, okay. So 1 into, basically this is, see, 24 into this.
Can anyone else see the calculator? Or is that just me?
Can you see my calculator? 24.
No, I'm not seeing it.
Oh, you are not seeing.
No.
I shared with the screen. So, okay. So basically, if you see, just use 3 of them, do the calculation. 0.01, 0.01. So 3 of them. And I can show you the, sorry, I shared the whiteboard. So just a minute, let me share, then unshare the whiteboard and screen. Sorry, we were working. Okay, now you can see here. So I can do here equal to 0.01. Let's say I'm doing 3 servers, 0.01 into 0.01. So this is chance of failure, all 3 server at one time. Now, how much availability? So I just do 1 minus this much. So this much availability. So I have 365 days. So 365 multiplied with this much availability means 364 days, 90, so 364 days and this much hours. So basically, let's calculate how many hours are there. So 24 hours is 1 into 0.9996, 0.9996. So basically 23 hours, 99, so if you look into the minutes, basically less than 1 minute, it is coming. If you use 3 servers together, if you use 5 servers, if any natural disaster may happen, then only your business will be out of business or blackout. But rarely fraction of second you will be missing of your business. So this is the law of a probability using multiple things parallelly. Is it making sense?
I'm sorry, where do you get the 0.9996 from? Is it supposed to be 0.99999 instead?
Okay, so I multiply 24 hours. So, okay, here. So this is the total availability. And now let me, 365 days. So I multiplied this. This is the total. Now we have 365 days. For 365 days, this is the availability. 364 days and out of 24 hours, 9996. Is it making
So it's just the decimals behind it.
Yeah. So basically, in a day, 24 hours, and this is, let's say for 60, so 24 hours, so equal to 60 minutes into 0.9904. So 59 minutes, about 59 half minutes. So basically there is a chance of 30 seconds your server will be, your Amazon Web business will not be available online if you use 3 of them together. If you use 5 of them together, probably few seconds, less than about maybe 1 or 2 seconds. If you use 10 servers, you will have less than 1 second probability that in an entire 365 days, you will have less than 1 second website will not be available. So basically this is, the same thing. This is, so I was just explaining this concept. So contingency table, I already explained to you what is contingency table. Contingency table is nothing but a cross tabulation. And there's one slide which is little, which is not correct. So, and that is a publisher problem. So this is marginal probability, joint probability of A and B is joint probability, marginal probability of row or column probability, conditional probability I already explained to you. So probability of A is 3, which is marginal. Conditional is, when you have the condition like vertical line. So you can do, now it has use for decision tree. Decision tree is very helpful tool that managers use for their decision. If they have multiple options, which option to choose, and they use decision tree. So this is the example that you can go through. They have fund type, 2 fund types, bond or stock fund, and expense ratio low, medium, and high. Based on this contingency table, you can make which has high probability and what are the. So first, bond fund, what is the probability of? So basically probability of, so when you divide bond and stock, 21 divided by 44, 23 divided by 44. So you can get the two branches of fund. One is bond fund 21/44. One is stock fund 23/44. So here bond fund 21 divided by 44 is 47. Similarly here. Low expense, probability of low condition B. Here this is the low condition B, which is common. 11 divided by 21, 7 divided by 3 divided by. So basically nothing but playing with the same formula of conditional probability. 11 by 21, 7 by 21. So you get these numbers. Now probability of B and probability of L condition B. Now you have this formula using the same thing, probability of B and L, bond and low, bond and medium, bond and high. Similarly, stock and low, stock and medium, stock and high. So when you multiply this and that, you get this is 25%, this is 15%, this is 6%, 6. Now you can sum all of them. Now you can see where is the highest probability. So 25% is the highest probability. There are two. So bond and low expense and stock and high expense has 25% probability. Least probability is 6%, bond and high expense, stock and low expense. So you can make the decision where you want to invest and what you want to invest. Now Bayes theorem, actually this is most important theorem that is applied in many situations, and it is very old theorem. It was developed during this period by Thomas Bayes, and based on that, you know, it has many applications. And one of the most important thing, the probability of event is revised after one situation is considered to be yield. So basically, marginal probability of event V is revised after event has been considered to yield. In simple word, in simple word, the probability changed after one event has been considered to yield. Bayes formula is this probability of, you know, basically nothing but the same formula, playing with the same formula, replacing the values, replacing the other things. So if I can, probability of B condition A equal to probability of B and A divided by probability of A. So probability of A remains same, and this part has been replaced. A and B has been replaced by this formula as we see here. This is probability of B and A, this into this, same thing. So this is Bayes formula. And it has, you know, if you go in complex, it can become more and more and more complex if you have more events. So it has one example here that, and so this is about this chapter. Let me go back a little bit about previous few slides, which gives you the three types of probability. One is classical probability. That means, let me show you the, there are three types of probabilities. One is classical probability, where you know the chance of event to happen. Like, you know, if you roll a die, then there is a chance that, you know, of getting 6 is 1 divided by 6. If you flip the coin, there is a chance that 50% chance that head will come and 50% chance will tail will come. So classical approach is like where you have the idea that what would be the possible. Empirical is based on the data, based on the numbers. Like, you know, you are doing any transaction, you are Amazon person, and you are analyzing customer data, then you get to know that 10% of customers are using American Express card, 15% are using MasterCard, and rest of you are using Discover card or this. So based on the real number, that based on empirical data, you can get to know about. So that is a probability. Classical. Subjective is based on the expert opinion, those who have depth knowledge and expertise in the field. That is called. So what is the chance that Spokane or Washington will have next let's say FIFA World Cup football match in Seattle? Probably by 2050, Seattle might host the FIFA World Cup football match. So these are the three types of probabilities. So basically this is about reading, but most important topics I already covered. And there are three other important things, which is factorial, which is how the number plates are designed, how the SQ numbers, like, Washington State car registration number, 3 letters and 4 numbers, how many cars can be registered. So basically this is about that. Factorial is this, means factorial 3 is 3 into 2 into 1, don't go up to 0. So otherwise, if you multiply it with 0, everything will be 0. So factorial is this, permutation and combination. So this is about module number 1 or chapter number 5 from the book. Any question, please?
I do have a question. I noticed that you're using the PowerPoint. Do you think that's more helpful in terms of study time than reading the text? I've noticed in prior courses, the text is more helpful than the PowerPoint. The PowerPoint usually has some errors. Just wanted your feedback on that.
So, I mean, everyone is having different way of learning. So somebody who is, who is good in numbers and who has some background, something, they can start with the slides and watch videos and then, solve some problems from the book. Or if you have, if you are very systematic and you have good time, start from the book, right from chapter, solve some problems and you will be expert. So
Thank you.
There's no thumb rule, to be honest. Everyone have different way of learning.
I have a question. I had done the reading and I've kind of skimmed through the book. Everything that I seen looked pretty familiar from like my undergrad at Eastern. Does that sound, is everything kind of this, you guys kind of already taught this in the undergrad, a lot of this stuff?
So if you see, we have undergraduate 346, if you remember.
Okay.
We cover these things because we have major in business analytics. So this is universal science, and same thing is everywhere.
Gotcha. Because I didn't take 503 because they said I didn't need to because I did my undergrad at Eastern.
So for example, if you graduated from Eastern, and we have great professors here, and probably you will have gone through, or you have covered probably everything, for example, except this last part, which is multi-criteria decision making. And so probably, because who taught you, Jeff, Nancy, or
Jeff?
Yeah, so he is one of the great professors. So basically, you have covered everything.
Okay, perfect. Thank you.
You're welcome. Any other question? If no, then
I had one more question. Do we need to know how to use pivot tables for this module?
Yeah, for this module, because these questions cannot be solved without pivot table, because in book, if you have, clear table or clear cross tabulation, then you have this kind of numbers available in front of you and you can do all the calculation. But you have, in real life, we get this kind of raw data. So how to start from raw data to make pivot, cross tabulation, and that is the function of pivot table. So basically in real life, we get this kind of data. So basically this course is about data-driven decision making. Means we start with the raw data, make the table. If you start doing manual table, you can't do with 2,478 data points. And so pivot table is important. And which is nothing but selecting and just inserting, going under pivot table and selecting row and column, and you can get it.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Dr. DeVito, I was looking at that slide that you have in the slide deck that has a few examples, and those are also available. It looks like slide number 50 that you have right there on the left. Are you able to walk through a couple of those for me, please?
Yeah, so these are the, some extra examples are created. You can do it, for yourself. For example, a drug test of athlete has 5% false positive rate and 10% of false negative rate of those. So how you can start breaking into this kind of tree. So the information of this, for example, this is given right here. And you have to break down into pieces and you have to branch out, and then you need to see the probability. So basically, this extra I added from the different other sources. So basically you need to create, the table, then you need to create the branches and this way and come to the conclusion. So yeah, this is like a practice, and if you don't understand, first you try to solve it, and if you don't get it, share with me. I will correct it.
Okay, thanks.
You're welcome. Any other question? If no, then I would like to say wonderful evening, wonderful night, and wonderful productive week ahead. And we will see next Wednesday.
Thank you so much.
Most welcome.
Thank you.
Thank
Thank
you.
you.
Bye
Thank
bye.
you.
Bye.
Thank you.
Good night. Yeah, I will share this recording and everything in announcement.